Let's get going. So as always, unmute if you have questions, and let's start seated today. Have a strap available as well. So we're gonna do some shoulder stuff, which that might be helpful. All right, so if you wanna sit up on a blanket, it just makes life a little easier sometimes, especially if you are tighter in the hips. A good indication is knees are high up. That means sit up on something. So it could be a block or two, a couple of blankets. And let's start with our right shin crossed in front. So as much as possible, trying to cross in the center. You might not be exactly there. Again, if you're a little tighter, the legs might be out a little further. Always okay. You might find a little gentle flex of your feet. And then let's just physically roll the inner thigh flesh to the outer thigh flesh. That's surprisingly difficult to say. So do that on both sides. So you're widening across your sit bones so you feel nice and stable. And then hands just rest on your thighs. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale. Fill up, get nice and long. Pause the breath at the top. And then open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Couple more like that. So smooth, deep, full inhale. Pause. This time sip in a little more air and let the breath go. Ha. One more time, smooth, deep, full inhale. Pause the breath. Sip in a little more. And then sigh the breath out through your mouth. Ha. And then just finding a nice, even rhythm with your breath. So inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your nose, just creating that soft rush of air in the back of the throat. And right away, just trying to keep the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale really nice and even. Observe if any tension creeps into your body. So that usually happens around the shoulders. They start to creep up around the ears. You might be gripping the inner thigh, soften there. So yes, there's effort to be seated here like this, but we don't want to work the places that don't need to be involved. Good, and then let's take a nice smooth deep inhale together. And then a full complete exhale through your nose. And this time inhale to the count of 6. So inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause the breath out 2, 3. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause 2, 3. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause 2, 3. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause 2, 3, and then just return to normal breathing. Maybe things have lengthened out a little bit. Good, and then blink your eyes open here. As you inhale, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. So tense all the muscles and let it go. So a couple more like that. Create some tension. And then exhale, release, let it all hang loose. Inhale, squeezing shoulders up towards ears. You can even kind of scrunch the face up. And then exhale, let it go. Ha. All right, so let's inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. So a little wider than shoulders distance apart here. So kind of making a V shape. Palms can face in towards each other. It might even feel like you're starting to spin the palms back behind you. So you widen across the shoulder blades a little more. As you exhale, root into your sit bones. And then inhale, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Good, and then start to bring the palms a little closer together. You're gonna interlace fingers. Let's put the right pinky and index on top. Press your palms up towards the ceiling, any amount. You could have a deep bend in your elbows as you're doing that. So definitely a little shoulder neck stretch can be quite intense. Feel the inner arm wrap towards the outer arm. Good, and then we're gonna start to bend the elbows. So palms face towards the back of your head. Good, and then kind of stretch your fingers apart. Good, deep inhale. Exhale, drop the right shoulder down. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop left. Good, inhale to center. Good, exhale, drop right. Inhale up. Exhale, drop left. Good, inhale up to center. Good, take an exhale here. And then go ahead and release arms. So find a little side stretch. You can walk that right hand out as far as feels good. Start to extend that left arm up and over. As you do that, continue to root into that left sit bone. Nice, Laura. Maybe you begin to gaze up underneath that top arm. Notice again if the shoulders are creeping up around the ears. Let the shoulder blades release down and squeeze in towards each other, even in this configuration. All right, so we're gonna inhale, bring arms perpendicular to your shoulders. As we exhale, we're gonna take a little twist to the right. So left hand to the outside of that right thigh, fingertips behind you. They could be on your proppage or just resting on the floor. Really press your shoulder heads back. So feel that opening, and as you press that left hand into your right thigh, you're getting a little leverage to find more of that. Maybe you begin to bring your gaze out over that right shoulder. Breath smooth and steady. And then as you exhale, bring your gaze out over that left shoulder. You might not be able to go all the way, but just go to that place where you're feeling a stretch. Good, and then we're gonna find a little lateral side stretch here. So keep pressing into that left palm. Reach your right arm up and over. So leaning off to the left. It's like a seated reverse warrior. Good, spinning left ribs up. Deep inhale. And then as you exhale, you're gonna release your right palm down to your left thigh. Round in. Inhale, chest extends forward. So funky little cat-cow here. As you exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Try to open up across your heart and chest. Exhale, round in. Inhale, lengthen. Good. Uncross your arms, stretch up. And then as you exhale, forward fold any amount. You might just be up on fingertips. You could have hands on blocks. So feeling a little stretch in that outer right hip. Again, breath smooth and steady. You can kind of let your ears release down between your arms, those biceps. Good. Start to walk your hands off to the right. So another little twist. Anchor into the left sit bone. Spin those left ribs towards that right thigh. Good, and then we walk back to center with the hands. Inhale, roll on up. Extend your legs to straight. Give them a little shake out. And then we recross with the left shin in front. So again, try to cross in the center. This side might be a lot tighter in your body. It might feel a little easier. Notice that. Adjust your proppage. You can flex the feet a little bit. And then again, let's just roll inner thighs towards outer thighs. So we're widening more across the sit bones. Hands on thighs. Let the eyes close. Drop into your breath. So reconnect with that again, and maybe do that inhale to 6, pause to 3. Exhale to 6, pause to 3, a few rounds of that if that feels good. Otherwise, just smooth, steady inhale and exhale, listening to that sound that you're creating in the back of your throat. On your next inhale, you're gonna stretch the arms out. So again, Just start out nice and wide. Maybe this is already feeling a little easier. The wider you take your arms, the easier it's going to be. So that's particularly helpful if you're a little tighter in the shoulders or a little bulkier. Exhale into your sit bones, and then inhale, reach up through your spine, through your fingertips. Good, and then start to bring arms a little closer together. Interlace fingers, put the left index and thumb on top this time. Press the palms up towards the ceiling. Try to hold on to that inner arm wrapping towards outer arm, and it's okay if your elbows are bent a little bit here. Or a lot. All right, so we do start to bend the elbows, so palms come towards the back of the head. Deep inhale. Exhale, dip that left elbow down any amount. Inhale up to center. Exhale, right elbow, good. Inhale to center. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale to center. Good. Exhale, right. Inhale to center. Take an exhale here, kind of lean the elbows back. Good, and then stretch the arms out. Root down into your left palm. Right arm comes up and over. So notice if that right sit bone gets really light, if it lifts up a lot. Just anchor down, maybe back out of that side stretch a little bit. And then perhaps you're looking up underneath the top arm. This looks really good. Spinning those left ribs up towards the ceiling. Breath smooth and steady. All right, we inhale upright. So stretching the arms out. As you exhale, start to twist to the left. Fingertips behind you. Right palm presses to that left thigh or knee. You gently press back. And you can always modify this too. If this twisting is really hard in your body, you could always have right hands on right thigh. Try to fill up on the inhale. It's a little more challenging when we're twisted in like this. We don't have that space to fill up. Perhaps you start to bring your gaze out over that left shoulder if it feels okay in the neck. And just pausing before that if you're feeling some intense stretch. Good. Keep your body in the twist, but just bring your gaze out over that right shoulder. Move in that direction. You're gonna feel a little more stretch in the right side of the neck, those scalene muscles. All right, so we're gonna find our little reverse warrior. So keep pressing down into that right palm. Root into your left sit bone as you take your left arm up and over. Feel shoulder blades release down. Pinky side of that left hand spins down. Maybe you're gazing up underneath the top arm. Good, and then we're gonna release our left hand to the right thigh. Exhale, round in, let the back of your neck go. Inhaling, arching. Good, exhale, round in, belly button to the spine. Inhale, sternum towards sky. Couple more. Good, we're gonna inhale, come on up, stretch arms out and up. And then as you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. So you could be pretty upright here. We haven't done a lot to warm up the body, so that left hip is probably feeling pretty tight. If you just tend to be a little more flexible in your body, of course, you can fold in a little further. And then we start to just find a little twist here. Walk your hands off to the left. Start to wrap those right ribs towards that left thigh. Good, come back to center. Roll on up and then flip to your tabletop. And let's just wiggle out the toes and the ankles before we start to move there. So find shoulders over wrists, knees underneath your hips. And then just start to spread the toes, circle out the ankles, and then go the opposite direction. Good, and then release down, so press into your shins, and let's just find classic cat-cow here. As you inhale, arch. As you exhale, round in. Inhaling, lengthening. Good, as you exhale, round in. Continuing at your pace, just a few rounds here. Enjoying how it feels to start to connect this movement with the breath. Good, inhale, come back to neutral spine. Walk your hands forward a couple of inches. Curl toes under. Shift your hips up toward the ceiling. Downward facing dog. We're not gonna hold here super long, so take a moment or two, pedal back and forth if that feels good. Shift feet side to side. Anything that's kind of calling to you. You also just might be in a place of stillness. And for this first downward dog, little bend in the knees is really nice. Just helps you to find more length in the spine. Helps you to lengthen out the hamstrings. So if you're tight there, it's a nice little adjustment. All right, so from here, we're gonna start to walk our hands back to meet our feet. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. A few of these. Fingertips can be on the floor, knees bent. You can have hands on shins or thighs. As you exhale, you fold in. Inhale, lengthen. Good, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Beautiful work as you exhale, fold in. Press into your feet, stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your hearts. Inhaling, reaching. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. As you exhale, fold back in. Pressing down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your hearts. Couple more. Inhale, reach. See how tall you can get. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, chest lengthens forward. Exhale, fold. Pressing into your feet, stretching arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. You have two more on your own, just moving with your breath. Let these feel really good. Take up space, maybe close your eyes. No rush. Good, so you're at the back of your mat. As you inhale, arms reach out and up. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest lengthens forward. So keep rooting into your heels. Lead with your right hand. Start to walk forward into your downward facing dog. Good, so let your gaze release between your feet. So your ears are in line with your biceps. As you inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, step that foot through, land on your left knee. Inhale, rise up, low crescent, right hip draws back, left hip draws forward. Beautiful. As you exhale, hands come down. We're gonna step our left foot to meet our right foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, stretch arms out and up. Exhale, hands come together at your heart. Good, inhaling, reaching. Just kind of slowly warming everything up here. As we exhale, hinge forward, fold. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep right foot forward. Step that left knee back. So here we are again. Let's inhale, rise up. So really direct your tailbone down. Feel this stretch on that left hip flexor. Good, and then bring your palms to face forward. Make fists as you exhale. Pull down. Good, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, pull down. Feel that openness across your heart and chest. Inhale up, nice. As you exhale, pull down. Inhale, reach up, release your hands. Bring your gaze up, maybe press palms together. As you exhale, hands come down to the mat. Good, curl left toes under. Just step that right foot back to meet your left foot into downward dog. Then lead with your right hand. Start to walk your hands back to meet your feet. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold, let the back of your neck release. Inhale, press into your feet, stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhaling, reaching. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward. Feel the weight in your heels. Lead with your left hand. Walk yourself out into your downward facing dog. Bring your gaze back between your feet. Keep the hips even as you inhale, lift this left leg. Exhale, step that foot through between your hands. So you want to make sure that feet are about hips distance apart. Inhale, rise up. Low crescent. And then as we exhale, hands plant, curl your right toes under, step that right foot to meet your left foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Pressing down into your feet, stretching arms out and up. Exhale, hands come together at your heart. Good work. Inhaling, reaching. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward, left foot stays forward again. Step that right foot way back, land on the knee. Good, inhale, rise up, make those fists. As you exhale, pull down, kind of try to squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Inhale up. Exhale, pull down, keep the outer hips squeezing in towards each other. Good, inhale up. So feel that left glute fire up a little bit. As you exhale, pull down. Good, inhale, press up. Release your palms, maybe bring your gaze up. And then as we exhale, hands come down to the mat. Curl your right toes under, step your left foot back to meet your right foot, and then lead with your left hand. Start to walk back into your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, press into your feet, stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Go ahead and walk to the top of your mat. Finding your Tadasana there. And then let's go ahead and inhale, stretch the arms up. Right fingertips come to your left wrist as you exhale. Side bend to the right. Inhale up to center. Left fingertips to right wrist as you exhale. Side bend to the left. Let's do that one more time. So inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend right. Keep pressing evenly into your feet. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend left. Good. Inhale up to center. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Keep looking forward. Bend your knees, plant your palms. Right foot back, then left foot. Few breaths here in plank pose. Fire up the legs. So reach back through the heels, and then from the calf, the hamstring up towards the ceiling. Gaze an inch or two in front of you. So neck is nice and long. And then you have the option to come to your knees here. We're going to shift forward on toes to the count of 5. We start to bend the elbows, lower onto our belly. 2, 1. Good. So if you have your your strap or your scarf handy, grab that really quick. Reach back through your feet so you're pressing into the toenails. And then you're going to hold on to the strap. So, and you're going to really pull out. You're going to keep anchoring into the feet, into the hip bones. As you inhale, chest extends forward, and then maybe you lift the arms up off the back a little bit. And it just gets into a little different part in the shoulders, holding like this. Keep the breath smooth and steady. Really send that inhale to the thoracic, the upper chest. Feel a little lift. That looks good, Laura. As you exhale, lower down. So you can stick with the strap again. If you would like to interlace your fingers at the small of your back, you're welcome to do that. Keep a little bend in your elbows, especially if you tend to be hyper flexible. As you inhale, go ahead and extend forward and up. Lift the wrists up off the booty any amount, and then stretch fingers towards heels. Maybe add your feet. If you add the feet and it feels really crunchy in your lower back, place them back down. Good, feet come down. Release your arms. Just bring your fingertips underneath your shoulder heads. So we're just in this little low cobra. And then let's exhale, roll down. Let's do this a few times, moving with the breath. Inhale up. So not pressing into your hands, just using your back muscles to help you find that lift. Inhale up. Beautiful work. As you exhale, you lower. Inhale up here. Option to stay here. If you're ready for an up dog, drag the hands back. So wrists underneath your elbows. As you inhale, you press into your hands. Press into the tops of your feet. Legs super, super active. Your shins, your knees, your thighs should be lifting up off the mat. If that isn't happening, come back down to your low cobra. It's still a really good back bend. From here, we make our way back to our downward facing dog. And then let's just set this up. As we inhale, we shift forward, plank pose. You can use your knees. Exhale, lower, chaturanga, hover here or come all the way down. Fire up the legs. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog. Good. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Little inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out. Ha. And then inhale, little bend in the knees, come to the tippy toes, peek where you're going. End of your exhale, you can step right then left, hop both feet through, you can walk forward. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold in. Good, inhale, press into your feet, stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. Classic Surya Namaskara A. Inhaling, arms reach. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest lengthens forward, gaze comes forward, keep looking forward. Plant your palms as you bend your knees, left foot back, then right. On the same exhale, shift forward, lower halfway, hover, or all the way down. Tops of the feet press, inhale into your back bend. As you exhale, downward facing dog, just a couple of breaths here. Make any tiny little adjustments that you need to, and then find a place of stillness. And notice how things are already starting to open up. As we inhale, we find that little bend in the knees, come to the tippy toes. End of your exhale, lightly spring forward or step left then right. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, fold. Pressing into your feet, stretching arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. One more. Inhaling, reaching. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. Then knees, plant palms, right foot back, then left. Shift forward on the same exhale, lower, pause, or come all the way down. Inhale, your back bend, shoulder heads press back. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Good, couple of breaths here. Feel the inner arm wrapping towards the outer arm, so you're getting a lot of work there. Good. So from here, let's go ahead and inhale, lift our right leg up. As you exhale, you're gonna step that foot through between your hands, and we're gonna open up into our warrior two. I want you to grab your strap here and just take it over your left shoulder. All right, so we're gonna heel toe that right foot to the left twice. Then we're gonna spin in to the back edge of that left foot. And we're gonna inhale, windmill arms up and over. So we find our Virabhadrasana 2. You might need to take your stance a little bit wider. So really press into the inner edge of that front foot as you inhale. Bring that leg to straight, stretch arms up and over. Exhale in. Good, inhale, press that front leg to straight. Exhale, sink in. One more. Inhale. Feel the outer feet just squeezing in towards each other. And then exhale, come in. Couple of breaths, just gazing out over those right fingertips. As you press that right knee back behind you, you feel this left hip releasing down. Good. So we're gonna just hinge forward a little bit, a tiny, tiny amount at that right hip, but then we're gonna reverse our warrior so that right hand comes up and over. So feel all of this space here through that right side. Good. Inhale, come on up. And then we're gonna stretch this left arm up. Use your right hand to help wrap it in. Bend that elbow. Good. And then reach right arm out. Start to spin the palm to face behind you. Reach down. And then this is probably where you're going to want to be grabbing your strap. If this absolutely isn't working for you, you can just take your right hand to that left elbow. Good. And then let's just inhale again. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, sink in. Good. Inhale, press up. Exhale, sink in. All right. So one more time. Inhale, press that leg to straight. You're going to parallel your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Reach left elbow up. Press right shoulder head back. Hold on to that as you exhale. Hinge forward. Fold in. And you want to try to keep those actions as you kind of come upside down here. You can even kind of press your head into the back of that left forearm. Notice what's happening in your feet. Are you gripping your toes? Is all of the weight back in the heels? Try to stand on them evenly. And then actually feel the outer hips and outer feet kind of squeeze in towards each other. Okay, we're gonna inhale. Come on up. All right, so from deep within that right hip socket, turn that leg out to 90 degrees. Left toes turn in. Ooh, release your arms, hallelujah. All right, so we're gonna just stay like this, start to shift hips off to the left a lot, and we're gonna find quick little triangle pose. So hand can be on thigh or shin, fingertips to the floor behind your foot or on a block. Be careful not to strangle yourself with your strap. And then try to lengthen through that left side of the waist. That right side, and then wrap those right ribs up. And then let's get into this left shoulder here. Spin that palm to face behind you in the left hand. So either pressing the back of your hand into your lower back. Maybe you can get the half wrap here. So fingertips to the inside of right thigh. If that's not happening, sometimes that just has to do with the length of your limbs, how tight you are. So I have curiously long monkey arms, so I make this look easy. It's not necessarily. You're really leaning this left shoulder head back. Maybe you're bringing your gaze up. Okay, let's inhale. Stretch the left arm up. Good, and then as we exhale, let's unwind. So left hand comes down to the mat. You're gonna spin onto those left toes. You're gonna walk that right foot off to the right. Let's lower on to this left knee again, and then just a little bit here, moving with the breath. So exhale, really melt down. And then inhale, pull that right leg to straight. Good, exhale, sink in. Inhale, pull back. Good, one more, exhale, sink in. Inhale, pull back. Nice work. As you exhale, rock forward, palms plant. Curl your left toes under. Options here. Little chaturanga vinyasa if you want a little more heat. Otherwise, you pull back to your downward facing dog. Good. When you get to your downward facing dog, take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, ha. Good. And then as we inhale, we lift that left leg up. Exhale, step that foot through. Okay, so if you lost your strap, just adjust it so that it's over that right shoulder. Start to heel toe that left foot to the right twice. Spin into the back edge of your right foot. So we are heel to arch. As you inhale, windmill arms up and over. Take an exhale here. And then inhale. Press front leg to straight, reach arms up and over. Exhale in. Good, inhale up. Exhale in, one more like this. Good, inhale up. And then we're gonna exhale in, so a couple of breaths, just classic Virabhadrasana 2. Gazing out over your left fingertips. Notice if this right waist is coming along for the ride, you want your torso square to the long edge of your mat here. Rooting into the inner edge of that left foot. This is a big, big hip opening pose here. So you're probably feeling it. So we're gonna distract ourselves with the arms so you can bring your gaze forward, reach that right arm up, find internal rotation, use your left hand to help you find that. Bend the elbow. Good, so again, you can just simply stay here, pressing down like so. Or maybe you reach that left arm out, do a thumbs down sign. Good, and then crawl that hand up your back, grabbing the strap. So as that right elbow reaches left, shoulder head presses back. You sink nice and deep into that left leg, firming into the outer edge of that right thigh. All right, here we go, just moving. Inhale, press left leg to straight, give the leg a little break. Exhale, sink in. Good, inhale up. Exhale, sink in. Good, inhale up here. Parallel feet, maybe bring them a little bit closer. Good, direct your tailbone down. Keep the arms like this as you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. And you don't have to go very far at all. So you wanna keep that left shoulder head lifting away from your mat. So you're feeling that big, big stretch there. Nice work, Laura. You're letting the back of your neck lengthen and release. So these forward folds are great. We're using gravity to our advantage to help us find a little more of that action. A couple more good breaths. Good, as you inhale, press into your feet. Roll on up. All right. And then from deep within this left hip socket, turn that leg out to 90. Right toes turn in. Ooh, release your arms, sigh of relief. All right, and then keep hinging at this left hip crease. Finding your Trikonasana triangle pose. So left hand could be on thigh, shin, block behind the foot. You might be on fingertips. As you inhale, lengthen through this left side of your body. And then as you exhale, wrap those ribs up. Notice if that back leg, that right leg is getting a little sleepy, firm it up. And then start to spin, externally rotate right arm. Bend the elbow, so we're getting back into this shoulder. So we're pressing it back behind us. And again, you can just be pressing the back of your hand into the small of your back. Maybe your right fingertips come to the inside of your left thigh. All right, inhale, release that right arm. So stretch up, take up space, see how big you can get here. And then as we exhale, start to bring your right fingertips down towards the floor, spin on to those right toes, walk that left foot back to the left a little bit, and then land on that right knee. Exhale, melt that hip flexor down towards the earth. Inhale, slide back. So bringing that left leg to straight. You might keep a deep bend in the knee. Exhaling in. Good, inhaling, pulling back. Good, exhale, melt in. Inhale, pull back. And then exhale, forward, plant your palms, curl your right toes under. Options, downward facing dog, step to plank, pull to downward facing dog, take a chaturanga vinyasa, whatever that might look like for you. And when you pull back to your downward dog, take a nice deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. And then let's inhale, find a little bend in the knees, come to your tippy toes. End of your exhale, you can step right and left or hop both feet through, walk forward. Inhale, chest lengthens. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, press into your feet. Stretch arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. So little modified Surya Namaskar B. We're going to get into the shoulders a little more here. All right, so feet about hips distance apart. As you inhale, knees bend, arms reach up. Utkatasana chair pose, not a long hold today. Hallelujah. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Inhale, chest extends forward, gaze comes forward. So bend your knees, plant your palms, left foot back, then right. Pull back, downward facing dog, or take a chaturanga vinyasa. So especially as we start moving towards the end of our class, if you're getting a little cooked, you start to skip those push-ups. All right, as we inhale, we're gonna lift our right leg up, keep the hips even. Exhale, step that foot through, and then we're gonna spin into the back edge of our left foot. So we're gonna find a little warrior one. So rise on up. Good, and you'll notice it's almost impossible to square the hips, but we are trying to seal into the back edge of that left foot and drive this left hip forward any amount. You can bring the left side of your waist forward. All right, so as we exhale, we're gonna interlace our fingers back behind us. Let's take the right index and thumb on top. Inhale, rise on up. Keep that deep bend in your right knee. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. You might need to walk your right foot off to the right a little bit. And then this is a nice little shoulder stretch. If having the fingers interlaced is really intense, you could grab your strap again, like we did in that Shalabhasana on our bellies at the beginning of class. Kind of pull out on the strap, but this will get into the shoulders. Do try to let the neck lengthen towards the floor. Little bit of a balance pose here too. So again, if you feel like you're on a tightrope, walk that right foot off to the right and then firm up that back leg. It's a little humble warrior. All right, we're gonna inhale. Rise on up, Virabhadrasana 1. As you exhale, hands come to the mat. So step to downward dog, step to plank, pull to downward dog, step to plank, take a chaturanga vinyasa, whatever you're needing, it's all good. And then as you pull back to downward facing dog, inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step that foot through, make sure you're not on a tightrope, spin into the back edge of your right foot. So before you even come up, try to drag that right hip forward. Find your warrior one, and then really try to melt the right side of the waist forward. Good. As you exhale, interlace fingers behind you, left index and thumb come on top. Feel that openness across your heart and chest here. And then as you exhale, bow in. Doesn't have to be very deep. You could be holding onto a strap here with your hands, especially if the shoulders are tighter, or bulkier if you're a guy. Reaching the wrist forward any amount and really trying to let the back of the neck lengthen and release. Use gravity to help you find that. Are you breathing? Good. Keep rooting down into your feet as you inhale. Strong legs carry up, Virabhadrasana 1. And then as we exhale, hands come down to the mat, spin onto those right toes, pull back downward dog, plank, chaturanga, whatever it is you're needing here. And when you make your way back to your downward facing dog, take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And then open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. As you inhale, find a little bend in your knees, come to your tippy toes. End of your exhale, lightly spring forward, step left then right. Inhale, chest lengthens. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold in. Good, inhale, knees bend, arms reach up, Utkatasana chair pose. As you exhale, press your legs to straight, hands come together at your heart. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of wide-legged forward folds, couple different variations. So for this first one, go ahead and step your feet wide on your mat, and a couple of options here. So we've done quite a bit to get into the shoulders today. If you're still feeling tight, option 1 will be to press fists together. As you're doing that, you're pressing the shoulder heads back. The other option might be to grab opposite elbows. Press the hips back, or the shoulders back rather. Hips, shoulders, you know, the same thing. The other thing you might be doing is coming into your reverse namaste. You kind of have to crawl your fingers up the center of your spine. So the thing that's similar with all of these is that we're looking for this openness across our heart and chest. Wherever you're at, you're keeping that sensation of shoulder heads pressing back. Direct your tailbone down here. Feel the outer hips and glutes squeeze in towards each other. Deep inhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward, fold in. And then wherever you're at, keep those shoulder heads lifting towards the ceiling. So that feels a little challenging when we come into this kind of upside down position. Really press palms vigorously together, or knuckles together if you're taking either of those variations. If you're grabbing elbows, maybe you can lift the elbows up towards the ceiling a little bit. You can also do that in your reverse, actually in all of them. Breath smooth and steady. Check in with your neck. Are you gripping it? Can you let it lengthen? It's so hard to do. Good. Feel this openness to stretch across your heart and chest. And then as you inhale, root down into your feet. Come on up. Ooh, release. And then again, let's just circle out the wrist. So especially if you were in that reverse namaste, it's a big, big stretch, not only in the shoulders, but in the wrists, the forearm. Good. All right, so we're gonna keep our feet like this. You might need a block for this, kind of depending upon how flexible. We're just gonna do a little side to side flowing with our twist. So hands come to your hips, elbows squeeze in. As you exhale, hinge forward, fold. Let's take our right hand either to a block underneath your nose, fingertips or palm might reach the floor. So inhale, just keep your left hand on your hip for this round, open up. Exhale, release down, left hand plants, right hand to hips, spin left ribs to the right. Exhale, root down. Good, inhale, open to the left. A couple more like that. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, root down into that right palm. Good, inhale to the left. Exhale, release. Good, inhale, twist to the right. And then exhale, root down into your right palm. Inhale, spin open here, and then maybe extend that left arm up. Notice if that left hip has gotten really high, kind of press it back behind you so it feels like sit bones are pressing back evenly. Maybe you're gazing up at that top thumb. And then see if you can get that right shoulder blade to release down your back a little bit. So it kind of moves towards the ear, go in the opposite direction. Deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind, root down into your left palm, spin to the right. Good, and then maybe extend that right arm up so it feels like shoulder blades are stacking on top of each other. Beautiful work. Keep pressing the sit bones back behind you nice and even. And then as you exhale, unwind here. Walk your hands back any amount. Let the back of your neck lengthen and release. Good, and then you're gonna bring your hands to your hips, elbows squeeze in. Extend your chest forward halfway. Take an exhale. Then inhale, press into your feet, come on up. Step your feet together, give the legs a little shake out. They've been wide for quite a while. And then let's come to seated. So we're gonna do another little hip opener here. So if it's helpful to sit on top of something, grab your blanket. So I'm gonna give you a couple of options here. So we're gonna come back to that Sukhasana, crossing right shin in front of your left shin. And then we're gonna take our forward fold. So if it's easy for you in your body to stack your shins on top of each other, if you're a little more open in your hips, you're welcome to do that. Make sure that you flex the right foot. The other variation that you could do if you kind of want to get into the hamstring and this outer right hip, you might take your left leg to straight And then cross your right knee kind of up above that left thigh, and then forward fold. So all good options. So again, you can be in your Sukhasana, folding forward. You can always have hands on blocks. You can always rest your forehead on a block. You might be doing the stacking of shins if your hips tend to be a little more open. And then the other variation that you might play with, it's kind of like Paschimottanasana meets half cow face. And this can be quite intense. So in addition to feeling it in the right hip, you're going to feel a lot of this in left hamstring, even left glute. You might take a strap around your foot here. Consciously starting to shift your breath, letting it stretch out, slow down. You can still be doing your Ujjayi if you like that. You might be letting it go at this point. You're still inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And then let's just find a little twist again here. So if you're in your Sukhasana, your double pigeon, just start to walk the hands off to the right. You might have to come out. You can actually do that here as well. If you're in the pose that I'm in here, just take the hands out. You could also take your left hand to the outside of that right thigh. Kind of more of a classic twist in the upper body. So whatever feels good. Beautiful, Laura. Good, deep inhale. Exhale, come back to center. So wherever you're at, just go ahead and uncross. Give the legs a little shake out. And then we come into our left side, which again might feel different. So crossing shins, left shin in front of right, maybe stacking if you're a little more flexible. In either of these variations, you're stretching arms up and then folding in. If you like that little Paschimo meets Gomukhasana legs variation, you can take that left knee, stack it on top of your right knee. It might not be exactly like that, just depending upon how you're built. And then forward folding here, any amount, maybe using your strap. Send your exhale to the places where you're really feeling the stretch. So most of us, it's going to be that left side hip area. Unless you're in this extended leg variation, it kind of is opposite in this pose. Always backing out a little bit if you need to. If there's a lot of intensity bordering on, this might be moving towards pain, do a little less. And then we're just going to find a little twist. So you can start to walk your hands off to the left. If you have your right leg extended and you want to take right palm to the outside of that left thigh, reach your left fingertips behind you and then sit tall, press shoulder heads back. It might feel really nice. Good, nice deep inhale. As you exhale, come back to center. So again, just extend legs, give everything a little shake out. And before we come into our Shavasana today, let's just do a little alternate nostril breathing, so a little breath work. So You can just find a comfortable seat, however feels good. And let's all take our right hand and then just start to bring the fingertips towards the wrist and then draw up. So just kind of warming everything up here. Good. And then the next time you're going to leave your middle and index finger in. You can tell I'm having a hard time with it. Good. And then you're going to kind of stack pinky and ring finger together. So we're going to be blocking nostrils with thumb and then ring pinky finger. So you can bring that hand, feel the bony part of your nose, and then just lower down a little bit so there's that softer part. So that's about where you want to press, and you don't have to give this lots of pressure. So it's just a really nice, light, easy touch. Left hand is just resting down on your thigh, wherever feels good. You can close your eyes here. So inhaling through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. Good. Lock left, inhale right. Good. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Block right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block left. Exhale right. And then you're just going to release your right hand down. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both nostrils. Notice how you feel. And then your choice, if it feels good to you to just stay seated today in quiet meditation, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, go ahead and make your way into your Shavasana. When you get onto your back, maybe give your knees a little squeeze into your chest. And then melt in here. So let go of having to control your breath, let go of having to control your body. Completely relax. And just soak up the benefits of all of the work you've done here. Good. Let your next inhale be deeper. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go, ha. And then just wiggle fingers, toes, circle ankles, wrists, stretch up overhead. And staying soft and quiet, just roll to one side or the other. Eventually using your hands to help you press up to your comfortable seat. So Sukhasana, ending class as we started. How does it feel different? So noticing that. Sending yourself, sending your body love and gratitude for showing up, making the effort, working hard. And just promise yourself that you're going to carry a little of this good feeling with you into the rest of the day, the rest of the week ahead. Bring palms together at your heart. Just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today. Thank you, everyone.